Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This is your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and I am here to review Christopher Nolan's new film, The Odyssey, which was released in theaters over the weekend. I went to the theater to go see it, so let's review. So, The Odyssey is based on a book or poem by Homer, which I have never read in my life, so whatever I say in this review, take that with a grain of salt. It is about Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, who goes on a journey for 20 years to go fight in the Trojan War. And when he tries to go home, the gods are pretty much like, yeah, good luck with that. Despite being gone for 20 years, his wife Penelope holds out hope that he will return, so she is just fighting off suitors as well as prepping their son to be the next king in line. And Odysseus spends the next 20 years trying to gain back his memory and also get back to the kingdom of Ithaca. Now, just like Steven Spielberg, you don't need me to tell you about the type of career Christopher Nolan has had. Personally, I like most of his films, but generally speaking, he never misses. The Dark Knight and Inception being my two favorites of his. I think Insomnia is one of his most underrated films. The rest of his Batman trilogy, of course, I love to death. But of course, he's came out with some films that I recognize how brilliant they are, but personally, I just didn't really vibe with them. Oppenheimer, his last film, being one of those films. And don't get me wrong, I liked it, but ultimately, compared to Barbie, the other half of Barbenheimer, I just didn't really care all that much for it. So now Christopher Nolan is back in tackling Greek mythology, which, hey, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that works out for him. And it worked out perfectly because, my God, this is such a brilliant and such a well-made film. Now, personally, I'm not too big into, let's say, Greek mythology or sword and sandals or war films or anything along those lines. But this right here, Christopher Nolan, he definitely brought it with this film. From the production, the cast, the world and size of scope that he put together with this movie, and he just, like I said, I never read the original book, so the way he just illustrated this world, I thought it just worked. And especially that last 30 minutes, everything leading up to that last 30 minutes of the movie, I was just cheering and clapping, and I walked away from the film really impressed with this film. I'm always impressed with Christopher Nolan's films, but this particular one, I was just really surprised with how much I enjoyed this, especially compared to Oppenheimer. Now, granted, I did go to a Regal 4DX theater to go see this movie, so my experience with this movie was a little enhanced by the 4DX experience, but at the same time, I feel like even without that, I still would have really enjoyed this film. Now, Matt Damon, I love him in most things that he's in, and he's no stranger to working with Christopher Nolan, and this right here was definitely the Christopher Nolan, Matt Damon movie right here. Christopher Nolan just knew how to use Matt Damon in this movie, and I thought Matt Damon brought the role of Odysseus to life and illustrated him so perfectly. Like, you really felt sorry for him and you were just with him. This is a man on a mission trying to get back to his kingdom, to his family, and take on anybody that is trying to suit his wife. You have Anne Hathaway in like her 5011th movie this year, but she was also great in this. I felt the relationship between her and Matt Damon in this movie. You felt the love and devotion they have for each other, and you really do believe that she's holding out hope that he will return. It's nice to see Tom Holland in a non-Spider-Man role, and he was excellent here. Though I know there is a bit of some controversy because of the dialogue within this movie. You know, the "I'm waiting for my dad" scene, like the dialogue within this movie. And I guess this is a good little segue into things that I'm kind of split on, and that is some of the dialogue. I expect like just this grandiose dialogue, English dialogue, and while it wasn't really necessarily required for me, I couldn't help but notice it. His wife Zendaya is in the movie in also her 5011th project this year, and she has little to no time in this movie. She's in the movie, but just about as much as Lupita Nyong'o, Elliot Page, Travis Scott, which I'll talk about them in a little bit. But yeah, this might be top 5 Robert Pattinson performances right here for me. He is just a sniveling bastard that he will do anything he can to have the throne of Ithaca, and to me this role just worked for him. Now, for the online controversy around this movie, yes, Elliot Page is in this movie. So fucking what? And they only have but so much time on the screen. or in this movie, I should say, as well as Lupita Nyong'o. And again, y'all anti-woke motherfuckers can kiss my ass. Of course, Christopher Nolan would cast Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy. I've launched 1,000 ships for her too. Shit. You have Travis Scott, who opens up the movie in what I believe is his acting debut, but again, he had little screen time, just as Lupita and Elliot Page and Zendaya. But for the time he was engaging. In terms of the production, Christopher Nolan brings back all the usual suspects like Ludwig Göransson, who does the score in this movie, and he always firing on all cylinders in terms of the music. You got his screenwriting partners into this movie, well, at least to adapt this movie from the book. And then you also have the same director of photography that he has worked with throughout his entire career, and he definitely gave 110% with the cinematography in this film. And shout out to him real quick, because the way Lupita Nyong'o was well lit in this movie and highlighted her beautiful dark skin, he deserves a raise. Aside from the dialogue and some people not getting as much screen time as others within this movie, I really loved this film. And again, I enjoyed this a lot more than I did Oppenheimer, and my 4D experience with this film definitely enhanced my enjoyment with this. Christopher Nolan proves once again why he is one of the best working modern directors. I'm going to give The Odyssey the hard eyes emoji with an enthusiastic caveat of it possibly going to a hands up emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen The Odyssey? If so, let me know what you think in the comments section below. This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.